God bless. Lots of love. What am I going to say? I just watched this Unnamed Chronic thing, and a guy come on and called Taylor the Fiend a pussy on the internet. Dude, you're on the internet. Calling someone out on the internet is weak. It's like a 5-year-old hiding behind someone's back calling someone out on the internet. You got to stop calling people out on the internet. It's not tough. It's pretty low. I mean, there are a lot of things that I agree with people on the internet about, that people today are not very loving and they're unkind in what they do and they're deceiving and lying. That's fair enough on both male and females. But calling people weak and pussies on the internet, have a look in the mirror when you say that, dude. You're on the internet. Grow up. You're acting like a child. I mean, you're tough behind a screen. That's the weakest thing. Do it to their face in front of them. I mean, I heard that Taylor the Fiend's like 6'3". I guarantee you, if you'd want to either be bigger than him or as big as him, and you want to be able to throw something if you're going to say that about somebody, if you saw it in their face. And I guarantee you, most of the people who say that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, he's a pussy, they'd see the guy and probably get knocked out. And it happens. Like, it's no crack. I've been around it long enough. Through martial arts and everything, I've seen it all. If you're going to call someone a pussy on the internet, you're probably talking about yourself. And then you'll laugh and all your friends will jump in. Yeah. Like you're the heroes and stuff. I mean, that Undead Chronic guy, I agree with a lot of the stuff he says, but I don't agree, because I'm a man. I don't have to agree with everything, and I'm not scared about what people say on the internet. That's dumb. If you're going to say something, like, have some good criticism and some good words. But if you're going to call someone pussy in that on the internet, that's pretty low. You're basically, I reckon you're talking about yourself. Then you sit there laughing and carrying on like a 5-year-old. Like, you just sit there, I hear them people and go, are they seriously going to, like, okay, you're calling people pussies and that on the internet and they're this and that. Okay, fair enough. Okay, go ahead. But a real man's going to look at you and go, seriously, on the internet, you're calling someone a name? Ooh, you're tough. Most people just think you're a dickhead. Excuse my language, God. But that's what most people think you are. And all your friends can back you up and give you high fives. That's what school kids do. Give each other high fives because you're saying dumb things on the internet. You need to show a lot more love and forgiveness and kindness and caringness to other people. Because there's a thing that, like, maybe being a Christian, like, you just pay us all out and that, but what goes around comes around. Do unto others that have done to you. They're pretty good mottos, because actually it does happen. I mean, I agree with a lot of what Undead Chronic says, but some of his people that follow him, who calling people pussies and that, like even the cuck stuff and that, fine, if you want to call it, fine. But I see a lot of you getting mad at that when someone criticises you. It's like, dude, you're acting like the same people you're calling out. Like, I'm just saying it because when you called Taylor the Fiend a pussy, whoever that guy who rang up, I'm just sitting there going, Taylor the Fiend's probably a real legitimate guy who looks on both sides of the fence, not just be a male who hates women. You can't just hate all women and include them into all. I mean, there are a big problem with women today. That's because of what's forced down their throat, and they actually believe it. But if women actually sat back and looked at morals and went, yeah, that's pretty wrong. As the same with men who say all women are bad, which is wrong. You can't just include everybody into the same pot. That's the problem with a lot of the media things today. Everyone's racist, everyone's this, everyone's that, and they just put labels on it. With that, you can't include everyone. People have their own opinions, their own ways, how they believe things. Like, I'm a Christian and I believe I'm telling the truth. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have that in a world full of humans, and you should have that right. Everyone should, male or female. So when you get on the internet calling people out, calling them this and that, you're just like, did you just call someone out on the internet? That's not... And called them a pussy on the internet. It's like, dude, I hope you can back it up, dude. Or you're just one of these internet people who does it and thinks it's funny and that's your life. Well, good, because what goes around comes around, dude. But to me, it sounds like you're a child. And in Chronic, I think that... I hope you're more manly than what that guy is calling people pussy on the radio, because that's weird. That's like real childish. I hope you're a bit more manly than that. You can say whatever you want, because I don't care. Sticks and stones, dude. And I bow to God, that's it. I bow to God, nothing else. And I do believe in the God over Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, women over children. Okay, I follow his commandments, but I love women. Okay, I don't hate people. Because once you start hating, you become weak like the devil. Satan. Whatever you want to call it, it's evil. Having love and just and sort of just going, whatever. God's better. Whatever that, but I just think, yeah, that this stuff of calling people pussies and demons and on the internet, nah, that sounds a bit weak. If you want to talk to people, then talk to them, but don't call them names over the phone and on the internet. That's weak. If you're going to say something face to face and find out if you can back up your words. Don't calling people on the internet. Yeah, that's real childish. Be more loving and caring. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people today, thinking they're tough because they're calling people out on the internet. That's like what Tyson's best words, but everyone thinks they've got a plan until they get punched in the face. I mean, I don't think it's a good thing to do, is to hit people, but it basically has a saying, don't, you think you're tough until you get punched in the face and you have something else to say. I mean, Tyson's a bit radical, but when I was young, I loved him as a boxer. I thought he was one of the best boxers I ever saw. You had Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson, Hagler. My favourite is Roy Jones Jr. But I like UFC too. So I was a big fan of John Jones. I still am. I forgive him, but he needs to turn his ways. He's one of the best fighters I've ever seen. But just stop with the name calling on the internet. Say what you're going to say, but be a man about it, not a child. Oh, this guy's weak, he's a pussy. It's just like, really, on the internet, you're going to call someone a pussy? Come on, dude. Alright, God bless, lots of love. Yeah.